Everyone, what's up? It's me again, Junkmaster3, and I'm finally back with a new video. And today's video is actually going to be a horror review video. And the film I'm going to make a review of today is the film called Most Likely to Die from 2015. Now, this is a fairly newer film. I usually don't review too many newer films in general, but I just thought, well, I had some spare time over, so I decided to just make a review about it, basically. Um, Now, if this cover art doesn't say too much else, this is definitely a slasher film. And I think it's quite strange as well that just based on this cover art, it looks more like a 90s slasher, because the 90s were just filled with those slashers that had the main characters on the front cover, like shoved like that. Um, Now, the film is basically about this reunion with these. I'm not sure how old they're supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be like in their mid 20s or late 20s. Um, so they get together to hang out and just have a good time basically at this house. For some weird reason, this guy who owns this house, he is nowhere to be seen. So it's a little bit suspicious. And so they kind of think, well, what is he up to? And in the opening scene, this is not really any spoiler or anything, but the opening scene, there's another girl that arrives early, and she gets killed off by the mysterious killer who is dressed like that and the guy on the front cover. I don't want to spoil too much else other than the story. I mean, the storyline is very simple, so it's basically these people trying to figure out who the killer is, just because they do get picked off one by one. So yeah, that's pretty much the storyline for you right there. But now, what should I say about if I liked it or not? Well, I would say that I like the whole reunion part. Like, there's some guy who wants revenge or something, or someone is twisted and they don't really know who it is. And I also really like the fact that you don't really know who the killer is. I mean, I kept guessing who the killer might be throughout this entire film, and I was kind of baffled a little bit. Um, and I will also say the kills are really like, I mean, there's not really too many kills in the film, but the kills that are shown here I think is really good for a low budget production. I guess it's a low production. Um, and I would say the acting is so from time to time. I think it depends on what actor you're looking at. But overall, it's good for I mean, it's good acting for a film like this. And but I would definitely say that the highlight of this film is the death scenes, or the kills. I mean, that's really the main reason why you watch a slasher film to begin with, or at least that's just my personal opinion about it. There's a twist or whatever towards the end, which is a little bit strange and really weird, but didn't bother me too much. I think the score is quite interesting as well, and cinematography and lighting I think is really good as well. I think it's quite interesting that you also have Jake Busey in this film. I think he's probably the most well-known actor in this. So, I mean, if you want to see this for Jake Busey, don't get into this and expect him to have a really large role or anything like that, because it's sort of more like a cameo type deal. But anyway, Most Likely to Die, I actually really enjoyed this one. I like this one more than I actually thought I would, because I went into this with really low expectations, because newer slasher films, if you compare the newer slasher films with the ones from like the 70s and 80s, I mean, it's just a whole other level in my personal opinion usually, but this one was a pleasant surprise. So yeah, I'm gonna give Most Likely to Die a 7 out of 10. I know it has a pretty lousy score on IMDb, but I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I don't care about that. I mean, I like this film and I give it a 7 out of 10. So yeah, there you go. Most Likely to Die, 7 out of 10. This is from 2015 as well. So yeah. So yeah, that's my review for Most Likely to Die. I'm probably going to make a rather large update video next time around when I get to it, hopefully. And I'll also try to make more horror review videos, because there's been a lack of those in recent weeks or so. But anyway, keep your eyes open for those videos, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.